Team USA appears to have just pulled off a move that has fans totally losing it. They're not asking Caitlin Clark to switch her legendary number 22. No, they're straight up forcing her to put it up. And the reaction, let's just say, the whole basketball community is lights up above it. Think about it. 22 is more than simply a shirt number for Clark, Caitlin. It's who she is. She transformed the number into a brand. During her unprecedented run at Iowa, is the number she carried into the WNBA. As she swept the league, Team USA has now determined that she is unable to put it on. Yes, people are enraged. And honestly, can you hold them accountable? This choice is having a more negative impact. More than anyone at USA Basketball most likely anticipated. Additionally, it appears that they might, at last realizing that they walked, immediately becomes a PR catastrophe. But before we delve further into how disorganized this situation actually is, I want to hear from you. Would Caitlin Clark have remained number 22 without any dispute? Or is Team USA just sticking to its long-standing system of seniority and tradition? Because once you hear what led to this, your perspective might shift. Big deal.
No, she was snubbed from the cover of Team USA. And not only is they snubbing her, the disrespect is continuing because it's looking like Team USA is forcing Caitlin Clark to change her number.
So the official announcement is finally out. And honestly, it makes no sense at all. We need to unpack this since it's one of those instances where you actually wonder if anyone in Team USA actually took a moment to reflect before signing off on this choice. We're talking about Caitlin Clark here, currently the most significant player in women's basketball. The superstar who has pulled millions of new eyes into the sport is being informed abruptly that she cannot wear her own number. Not proposed, not offered. Options. Told, coerced, no. Discussion. Additionally, the quantity they've choose to give her a 17. Indeed, 17. A number that has nothing to do with her brand, her journey, or the enormous. She's developed a fan base. It doesn't carry any meaning, doesn't tie into her plot, and honestly feels like a total contempt for everything she's already accomplished. For someone who has revolutionized the game the way she has, this decision seems less straightforward. Jersey task and more like a tone-deaf misstep from the people running the show.
I'm not a very creative person. I was born on January 22nd, so it's what I went with when I was about 5.
Before we dive any deeper into this circumstance, we must create one. Everything is quite obvious. Something USA team appears to have disregarded it entirely. Caitlin Clark's number 22 is not only a jersey number, it's an international brand. Her identity is entwined with that number. It's the number she had on when she broke Pete Maravich's all-time college scoring record, a moment that went far beyond basketball. It's the number she donned while guiding Iowa to 2 straight national championship appearances and involved the entire nation in the procedure. The number is what changed her from a rising star into a cultural phenomenon throughout her college career. Additionally, it's the same number she continues to represent with the Indiana Fever as she fills venues all across the league. Currently, the number 22 is as iconic in women's basketball as 23 is in the men's game because of Michael Jordan. When you spot a 22 on a women's shirt, your thoughts immediately turn to Clark, Caitlin. Without hesitation, no confusion. That cannot be disputed. That is just the way things are.
The Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark, number 22 is the most recognizable number in women's sports right now. There is no argument to be made. There's no case to be made. Caitlin Clark, number 22, is the most recognizable.
But obviously, Team USA either missed that reality completely or, worse, comprehended it and decided to disregard it because when the official roster was made public for the training camp in North Carolina in December, Carolina, there it was plain as day. Number 7, not 22, not Caitlin Clark. Even close. And the world of basketball went into meltdown mode right away. But this is where the situation changes from doubtful to outright ludicrous. If you actually take a moment to scan the complete roster, you'll notice something unbelievable no one else is wearing. Number 22. It's accessible, open, untouched. It's not as though Wilson is on. This specific camp roster is holding on. Up to 22. It's not like some long tenor. A veteran of Team USA has claimed it for years. The number is really seated. They continued to force them despite being unneeded. Caitlin to swap. Explain that rationale. Try really? The only reason anyone can barely piece together is that Team USA is adhering to a strict, antiquated rule. Publication that emphasizes seniority or history. Experience on the national team over basic common sense. Bureaucracy as opposed to branding. Custom over actuality. Additionally, that type of tone-deaf decision-making is exactly how organizations wind up alienating the very. They are in dire need of fans. Due to. While they applaud themselves for. According to protocol, they're totally ignoring the wider picture. What does Caitlin Clark mean to the sport? She symbolizes culturally and how crucial she is to basketball's future. Growth. They are adhering to outdated regulations in a new age. And it demonstrates. Let's take a moment to chat about the optics since, to be honest, they're terrible. This is the same Team USA organization that stunned the basketball world earlier this year by departing Caitlin Clark off the Olympic roster. They attempted to defend it by citing expertise and seasoned leadership, while the rest of the world of basketball watched in disbelief as the game's most a well-known and powerful player received rejected. And now, after at last bringing her into the fold for a training camp, the very first thing they do is strip her of her iconic number 22. Not great. Not even good. Horrible, frankly. It transmits a distinct signal. Either Team USA doesn't understand Caitlin's value, or, worse, they comprehend it perfectly and are actively decreasing it. Here's the truth that seems to have fully got away from them. Caitlin Clark is larger than Team USA at the moment. I apologize. Additionally, this isn't about disparaging Team USA's legacy or the amazing players who've wore blue, white, and red with pride. It's just acknowledging the extraordinary Caitlin's cultural influence on women's basketball in recent years. She's brought millions of new fans to the sport. She's filled arenas that were previously only partially filled. She's changed women's collegiate basketball and now the WNBA into a must-watch show for a whole new generation. A huge part of. She is directly responsible for that influence. Number 22. For her, that number is crucial. Brand, her personality, and the relationship she's built with supporters, causing her to switch, even for a camp for training, sends a distinct message that her admirers don't. That her brand is irrelevant. That the persona she's fought so hard to create doesn't matter. Why? Due to Team USA has its rules and regulations are rules no matter how ridiculous they are in this particular circumstance. And really, this isn't only about Caitlin's sentiments or individual brand. This is on the commercial expansion of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark and a Team USA. The number 22 jersey would sell like wildfire. Parents would buy them right away for their girls. Supporters would yell for that collectible, connecting her legendary college and WNBA career to her international engagement. Imagine her now in. Instead, use number 17. People are confused by it. It causes an unneeded separation between the player they know and love and the uniform she's wearing.
That
Disconnect isn't only frustrating, it costs Team USA money, whether they realize it now or later. Some may
contend that this is simply how
international basketball is successful. The FIA. There are regulations that Team USA has, customs, and no player is more significant than the group. Normally, that might hold some weight, but these aren't typical conditions. Caitlin is not typical player. She's a phenomenon.
she's
Altered the terrain of women's basketball indefinitely. She has brought unparalleled focus and income to the sport. She represents women's basketball in America at the moment. Whether Team USA wants to acknowledge it or not, the blowback has been precisely what you'd expect. Social media blew up the instant the roster and new numbers were
announced.
The fans were furious. Analysts were scratching their brains. Even people who typically don't adhere to women's basketball were providing insight into how ludicrous this decision seemed.
From the
outside, it appears that Team USA is purposefully making it more difficult for its biggest star. Additionally, the most annoying aspect was that Team USA had a golden chance to do this correctly. Additionally, I totally missed it. Following the Olympic, unfortunately, Team USA had a perfect chance to show the world they actually understand Caitlin Clark's value. They might have made a statement celebrating her arrival, honoring the career at training camp she's built, and allowing her keep the number that has come to represent her name. Rather, they carried out the identical opposite. They handled her like any other opposite participant, firmly applied their rules without considering context, and generated yet another controversy that